My name is Mark Fink. I'm the person who designed the Pinnacle VR Universal panoramic head for VR photography. And what I'd like to do is walk you through some of the features that the Pinnacle VR has and how it can help you with your virtual reality photography. The Pinnacle VR is designed to work with any digital SLR that has the tripod hole in the center of the lens mount, and any lens from a fisheye all the way up to 70mm. If you're using a full frame sensor, you could also use like up to a 105mm lens. Let me show you some of the details of it. As you can see, I'm going to loosen this bolt, and there's a spring-loaded plunger, and allows me to bring this up. The whole system is based on bolt and plunger system. Let's start at the bottom here. Down here, you'll see that there's a bolt and another spring-loaded plunger. There's a hole here and a hole there. This hole is on an outer diameter, which has 36 holes on the corresponding unit underneath. So that allows you to move the whole assembly around in 10-degree increments for high-resolution mosaic panoramas. This one is set over a series of 8 holes, so it gives you the option of shooting 2 around, 4 around, 8 around, and then with this outer ring up to 36 around. So if I loosen this bolt, lift up on the spring-loaded plunger, bring it around, it pops into the next available hole, tighten it, and we're done. Now something else that gives it the universal appeal, there are holes in this upright L bracket, as well as the base unit underneath it. These two sets of holes are designed so that you can move the entire assembly left or right in 1mm increments. This allows you to place the center of the lens directly over the point of rotation, regardless of the distance from the base of the camera to the center of the lens. So it has quite a bit of leeway to accommodate almost any camera. Similarly, up here on the pitch plate, you have the camera plate with a similar set of holes, and then the pitch plate itself has holes, allowing you to move it backward and forward in 1mm increments to position the lens over the point of no parallax. So this gives you tremendous flexibility on using different lenses depending on how much resolution you need for your final VR. Let's mount a camera on this and give it a whirl. Down here is a handy little storage spot where you can put the bolt that holds the camera in place. There's a slot here where the bolt goes through, and then you take any screwdriver and bring the camera to the other side, put the screwdriver there, and attach the camera. Just bring it around a few times until it's snug but not locked down all the way. And what I'm going to do is show you the camera plate has a lip on the back. Push the camera up against that, do your final tighten, and now the camera will not budge. It is locked in place. No matter how heavy the lens is, it's not going to slip out of position. So this keeps everything registered properly. Now we have the lens mounted. Take the lens cover off, turn the camera on. Now I'm shooting with a fisheye lens here. What I generally do is pitch the assembly up 10 degrees, because that way it gives me a nice overlap on my zenith. And the nadir we'll take care of later. There's a really interesting feature on this using the nadir patch. So I'll take my first picture. I loosen this, lift up on the spring-loaded plunger, and I'm going to shoot every 90 degrees. Now there's a scale on the bottom here, so you know where you are. Move it, lock it down, take your second picture, loosen the bolt, lift up on the spring-loaded plunger, bring it around another 90 degrees, take your next picture, loosen the bolt, lift up the spring-loaded plunger, come around again, take your last picture, loosen, rotate it, and now we're back to our beginning position. Here's where it gets really interesting. If I were to just point this straight down, we'll get a lovely picture of the base of the Pinnacle VR unit. As much as I'm in love with my Pinnacle VR, it really doesn't show you what you want to see as far as the ground underneath this. So, I'm going to bring this back down into this position here. Here's where I think it gets really interesting. I'm going to loosen this bolt just a little bit, remove the spring-loaded plunger completely, and put it in my pocket. I'm going to finish removing this. Pull it out, switch it around, and we're going to put it on this side of the upright arm. Take the spring-loaded plunger, screw it into the opposite side where it was before. Now, I lift the plunger to get it out of the way, let it lock into place. Now the camera is pointing straight down. Lift the whole tripod up so that the lens is approximately over your nadir position. That also gets the tripod legs out of the way. Take your last picture. Now you have 5 shots that show you a full sphere, including a nadir that you can then, in PT GUI or whatever other software, insert into your final panorama without having to do a lot of cloning in Photoshop. And best of all, it's quite simple to switch the system around from one side to the other. And as you can see, it just takes a few seconds. Line it up, screw it down, take the spring-loaded plunger, screw it in, bring it back up into position, and you're ready for your next shot. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed this little video. If you have any questions, email me on my website. I'd be more than happy to answer any questions. Thank you.